What is going on, guys and girls? My name is James and welcome back today to Roblox. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back, welcome back. Today we are jumping into Swarm Simulator because I am here to drop some brand new image and item leaks for the next update of Swarm Simulator. So, not gonna lie, this could potentially be the greatest image leak that we have ever seen in any of these episodes. And do not fear, I will be revealing this very soon in this episode. It should be good. It should be great. It should be quite healthy. And 3, 2, 1, claim the hive! Yeah. How are we all doing? Are we good? Hopefully you guys and girls are doing awesome today. Thank you once again for joining me here in Swarm Simulator. So, today is like a much more chill episode than the previous ones. Of course, in previous episodes, especially the last one, we went and redeemed the 3-year anniversary birthday code for Swarm. I think it's still valid for a few more days in case you haven't grabbed it just yet. So yeah, make sure you go and check out that video. I'll link it in the description. We've made our brand new hive. I've got some really good news about that as well, but yeah, today's a little bit more chill. I've got a few images to show you guys, a few things to talk with, and yeah, it should be good times. So speaking of that birthday video, we set a like goal on that one of 4,000 likes, and I just went and checked before I started recording this, and we managed to get 5,800. Big performance energy. I love it. So yeah, just thank you so much. You wanted to celebrate Swarm's birthday with me. I appreciate that. Yeah, really, really cool. Thank you so much. I don't know, can we try and go for another 4,000 in this episode? That would be really cool. Thank you very much for being here. Look at all these baby love tokens. Oh, and free treats. So yeah, a couple of images and stuff in this one. A bit more of a low-key episode, but there's some interesting things in here, I think. But I did mention some good news, and I went and did my field boost from last episode. Oh yeah, by the way, a bunch of people told me that I actually forgot to glitter my coconut field for the 3rd time. So that boost was actually only done with a 2x coconut, which was a little bit silly seeing as we did pop a festive sprout. So rip that festive sprout, but we did okay. So it's still all good. There's always something I forget. I always forget one thing. Anyway, check this out. So I spent the honey from that boost and ta-da! I've got it back! Look! My double passive gummy star saw amulet is back. And I'm really happy with this one. So I'm not too sure that this is like the best possible one that you can get, but it does have Star Saw, it does have Gummy Star, it has white pollen boost on there as well. It just has like a global pollen in general. Its secondary color is red, which is kind of what I wanted anyway. And yeah, it has 11% plus instant conversion. So I don't think you can get honey from tokens on them. Actually, I think you can. That would have been cool to get, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. It's so nice to get my Star Saw back, and just to be able to run into the fields with this bad boy. Ah, I missed it. I really missed it. You know what? Out of all the Supremes, I think the Star Saw is my favorite one. Just because it looks cool, and it's fun. Right, so I think it's time. Should we get into these spicy leaks? Kind of funny because leeks is applicable in a different meaning in this one. And no, it's a vegetable, but it's not a leek. Although maybe we could have a leek field. Maybe we could leak the leek field at one time. That would be amazing. But it's a cabbage. It's a cabbage. It's a big old cabbage. Yes. Look at that round boy. It's a cabbage. I'm not sure what else to say about it. I told you it was an amazing leak. So yeah, this is... oh yeah, by the way, all of these leaks are from Swarm Simulator leaks, and there's a few things here from his like Discord community as well. So thank you very much once again, everyone involved in that. Really good work. But yeah, they managed to find this cabbage. I don't know why, it's just tickled me. It's a big old cabbage. And I suppose this is interesting because it does open up possibilities that Onnit is actually working on brand new fields. And the one thing that instantly sprang to my mind when I saw this for the first time, I was like, hey, we might be getting a cabbage patch. A cabbage patch. Yes. I mean, it's so cool. We've got like a pineapple patch. You know, we've got all the various fruits and flowers and stuff, but we don't have a big old cabbage. So why not have a cabbage patch? It seems logical. I think if anyone were to mention like a vegetable patch, the first thing that people probably think of is like a cabbage patch. Because they used to be Cabbage Patch Kids. Is that a thing still these days? It used to be when I was a kid, but it was like a girls thing where they had like dolls, I think. Maybe? I remember them being kind of weird looking. Yeah, cabbages. So I have no idea, by the way, why the Bee Swarm leaks group have started doing this, but I actually love it because I'm not sure how they even managed to do this, but essentially they took the picture of the model and they put a scale on it. Now, what I would suggest is that anything that goes into like a developer's inventory, like a mesh or a model or whatever, does get resized and rescaled and rejigged when it comes into the game, but based off the size of this cabbage right now, apparently, it looks a bit like this. It's a giant cabbage. And there's little on it underneath it getting crushed by the giant cabbage nearly. I mean, that is a big boy. Don't you think? That is more than a couple of your 5 a day. That is a serious looking cabbage. I don't know what else to say about the cabbage other than maybe it's actually really good news, because from what I think, there might be a brand new field. Unless he's just planning to drop cabbages on people, which it's on it, so you never know. And then the second item which we are going to look at today is one that is a little bit less random, but it's also kind of interesting because this second item here is named Jar Pot 1. So this is probably the most obvious thing that you could think of in Bee Swarm, but at the same time, we've never even really had one. This is a little honey jar pot. Now you can see here in the image that the picture is tiny compared to the big old cabbage, but do not fear. Hopefully I've blown it up a little bit bigger so you guys can see what it looks like. But it is essentially just like a 3D modeled honey pot, and that's exactly what it looks like to me. And where this comes into play, I'm not 100% sure. So if you are someone who is a bit newer to the Bee Swarm game, or, you know, someone that hasn't really, you know, been involved with the videos or the community since like the very beginning, back in the day, there was a bit of Bee Swarm lore whereby this 30B zone was supposed to be something to do with on it and lifting the lid off the jar, the honey jar type thing. So this actual 30B zone here, this is like the shape of a bear, but this little hat thing, I think it's one of the squeezy ends that you get on like the American honey ones that are shaped like a bear. We don't have them in the UK, I don't think. And yeah, there was loads of stuff. You may have seen on it mention it in like, you know, text form in his NPC a few times, stuff about lifting the lid and that being delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. But that was always supposed to be somewhat of an end game situation and end game content. Who knows what on it was ever planning for that. And I do wonder myself if we're ever going to see anything to do with this lid lifting thing, because I don't know. I still don't know what on earth that was really ever about. But maybe this is something to do with it loosely. I'm not too sure. It's a honey jar, and it could be used for anything. Now, on it has previously mentioned that he's maybe doing like a new NPC in the next update. So maybe this is just a piece of decoration for him. Maybe this is a honey pot that's going to sit next to the NPC. Maybe the new NPC is the honey bear. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, it could be anything. It could be decoration. It could be like a 3D Beequip. Oh, it could be a Beequip. Maybe, just maybe, right? This could be a 3D model for a special Beequip that maybe goes on the honeybee. Because think about it, we've got the reindeer antlers on the puppy bee, and we've got the festive wreath on the festive bee. And on it was mentioning that there's going to be a new NPC with new quests and new Beequips. So maybe, just maybe, this might be a 3D model for a new Beequip. Pick an answer out of all those, or think of one for yourself. And if it's something different, you know, please let us know in the comments. See what you think about these. What do you think about the cabbage? What do you think about the honey pot? I'm going to go with 1, cabbage patch, and 2, honeybee Beequip. Those are my 2 guesses. Oh yeah, and once again, for some reason, the Mad Lads have decided to scale this on it. I don't know why, but yeah, you can see here's on it, and then there's a tiny little grey speck at the bottom right, and then that is the size of the honey pot. So it's very small, but obviously when you get things into the studio, you can rejig them and move them and shape them and whatever. So those are the 2 items that I wanted to show you. I thought they were kind of interesting because they do offer a lot of possibilities for just so much cool stuff that's happening. But I have one more thing as well to show you. This is just something that on it said, but I thought it was kind of useful if I can find it. Oh, there it is. And on it here has said that in the next update, the jelly beans are being heavily reworked and most of their buffs are being substantially lowered or replaced. This is a heads up to allow you time to use up your existing jelly beans if you want to take advantage of their current power level. This rework will open the door to new, more reliable sources of jelly beans to be added. Interesting. Edit. There is still a ton to do for this update, so there's plenty of time to use up the jelly beans. I'll let you know way ahead of time when the update is close to being released. So essentially on it here is saying if you got jelly beans, might as well use your jelly beans. But don't rush them. By no means like spam them all today or whatever. What I would do personally is I would wait until, you know, you've got like big stack of field dice or microconverters. Maybe he'll do a new code at some point. I don't know. We'll see. But, you know, you just like use them because essentially they are going to be debuffed at some point in the future. Although I don't think that's going to be for a little while, to be honest with you. So I still think you've got plenty of time. And it's kind of weird with the jelly beans. It's sort of surprising because when you throw them out in the field, you know, and you collect them really, really quickly, you don't necessarily even get to look at them that much. But if you do a bunch of them and then actually just hover over them, there are so many different types of jelly beans. Like there's actually a surprising amount. They all do various different things. But essentially what On It Here is saying that he's going to debuff the jelly beans, make them less powerful, but to compensate from that, make them easier to get. So more people are going to use jelly beans for boosts, more people are going to be able to, but they're not going to be quite as powerful. And to be honest with you, jelly beans are really powerful. They're like super overpowered. They always have been. But yeah, I kind of like that actually. I don't know. Do I like that? I'm not sure. I do really like jelly beans. They're a pain to get. So an easier way to get those would be great. So do you want to sacrifice worse jelly beans for being able to get them more often? Or do you want to keep your rare jelly beans but struggle to get them, like through the ant challenge and stuff? I don't know. I really don't know. Unfortunately, that is all the information that I have for you today. But I just had to come and make a video about the cabbage because I don't know, man. Like, one thing that I've always really, really enjoyed with Beeswarm, and I think I mentioned this before like a few times, but whenever there's an update where the map expands, those are always like some of my coolest updates. Like especially when this mountaintop area came in and we got, you know, Spirit Bear and the coconut field, and then this, all of a sudden this giant crab just came out of the wall, and, you know, different fields to work in, different fields to do quests in. When the stump field came in as well, you know, those little map expansions have always been my favorite bits. So to potentially have a new field, I think would be really, really cool. And yeah, it sounds like a cabbage patchy type field. I don't know what color it's going to be. Maybe like a white field or something. No, probably not a white one. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, if you have any thoughts about these items, what you think they might be, please type them in the comments. That'd be really, really cool. And yeah, I guess I will see you in the next one. So of course, I'll keep an eye on these things. As soon as I see something awesome, I'll make a video on it, keep you guys in the loop. And hopefully we should be maybe seeing some stuff in the test realm relatively soon. I'll keep an eye on things and I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. So until then, thanks and see ya.